Come on in, everyone. Come on in because we are here to review the Nelly and Ashanti new television series called We Belong Together. It's on Peacock, y'all. And I'm catching up with everyone because the internet is wild. It is wild. Nelly running around here saying, I'm rich, bitch. I don't need to change no diapers. And we got the internet out here telling Ashanti she needs to leave Nelly because he don't want to change no diapers. They even going so far to tell Ashanti that she a single mother, a married single mother. Where are all you real single mothers out here? Y'all should be offended. Y'all should be offended that they are equating Ashanti's life to your life. This is wild. Y'all ain't got no tolerance out here. I'm telling you. I know why the divorce rate is so high, because let me tell you something. If you are here saying you ready to get rid of your husband because he don't want to change some diapers, and your husband is 50 years old with 4 kids and a grandchild already, y'all are crazy. Y'all are crazy. How many 50 plus people are there out there? Raise your hand. Let me tell you something. Let's say you 50 years old and somebody come up to you, a 44-year-old, whether you a man or a woman, and they say, hey, I'm 44. I ain't never had no kids, but it's been my lifelong dream to one, be married and have some babies. And will you do it with me? Will you do it with me? Will you do it with me? Will you get married and have some babies at 50 years old? And you worth 70 million. And you say, okay, yeah, I love you. I'll do it. I do it. I marry you. I marry you and I help your lifelong dream come true. I'll give you my $70 million sperm and you can have this baby. And you do all this. Even though I got 4 kids and a grandchild, I'm still willing to get married again and start all over and have another baby. And you do all this only for that person to wake up one day and say, you ain't changing no diapers? I wish I would. I wish I would. Everyone all over here talking about Ashanti settled. I ain't gonna call her Ashanti because y'all got mad at me last week. Ashanti settled. Are you kidding me? Do you really believe? Let's say you think Ashanti settled, then Nelly settled too. Because if you 50 years old with 4 kids and a grandchild and you got 70 millions, let me tell you something. Getting married and starting all over again, that's settling. That's a hell of a settle. So I don't know why we still running around here with this, that Ashanti got the bad end of the deal. And not only did she not get the bad end of the deal, she went into the deal very sober-minded because, as Nelly said, I was upfront. I told you straight from the beginning. Listen, I'm not changing no diapers. I'm not running around after no baby at 50 years old. This is what you want. You want a child. I'm going to do it. I'm going to give you my $70 million sperm. I'm going to give you my last name. I'm going to buy you a ring. I'm going to put you up in a nice house. I'm going to do all these types of things. But here's the deal. I'm not changing no diapers. And what y'all are telling me is y'all would have walked away from it. Y'all would have walked away from it. Let me get this straight. First of all, I want to know how many of you out there even remember your daddy changing your diapers. Not no story your mama told you. And the reason why I know a lot of y'all don't even remember it, because a lot of y'all probably don't even know who your daddies are. y'all don't even know who your daddies are, and your daddies weren't present. But here you want Ashanti to leave a man. How many of you remember your daddy changing your diapers? Here's what I have a problem with. I'm going to tell you. I have a problem with, I understand people's fundamental being upset with Nelly because what they believe is this is the way that you bond with a baby, changing their diaper. I am not going to argue someone's point of view on how you or anyone would bond with a baby. I'm not going to argue because this is what I believe. I believe that people should be able to bond with others, including their babies, the way in which they want to bond. There are so many ways to bond with the baby, okay? And if we are going to be in relationships, we can't be the type of person where we dictate every single thing and how it should be done. This is a big, big, big problem in marriages, especially with children, because lots of times women do consider themselves the authority on baby raising, baby nurturing, baby everything. And sometimes women can become so strict on the way everything must be done, the way the bottle must be prepared, the way you got to do this, the way you got to do that. Everything has to be done a particular way, the way that woman decides. And if the man doesn't do it exactly the way that she wants to, oftentimes she gets upset, she gets frustrated, and she says, fine, I'll just do it myself because you don't want to do it the way that I want you to do it. Well, listen, there is a way out of this, ladies. There is a way out of this. And the way out of this is for you to learn how to accomplish your end goal, but to not always dictate exactly how it looks. Now, if Ashanti feels that Nelly isn't doing enough things to bond with the baby, then she doesn't have to dictate that the way he bonds with her is through diaper changing. That's ridiculous. There are other ways. And maybe what her negotiation skills and her conflict resolution skills should come in is now determining alternative ways. This is really ridiculous that people out here are so now intolerant in relationships that the minute another person in a relationship has a different viewpoint, a different opinion, a different way of doing things, a different desire, we then say we can't be with that person and we need to break up and we need to get a divorce. So all this hoopla over baby changing, how long the baby gonna be in diapers till he's 20 years old? Good Lord. Maybe that will be an incentive to potty train the baby sooner than later. But literally, I mean, is the baby gonna be in diapers till he's 20? No, maybe what, 3 years old? 3 years old at the maximum. So you're talking about 3 years. So you got people out here saying you ought to X out the baby's daddy out of his life because for the first 3 years he didn't want to change a diaper. So then what you do is you X him out of your baby's life for the rest of his life. You talking about three on 50 years? You gonna lose your whole daddy over the fact that your mama was mad at him because he didn't change no diaper? So when that baby gets older, hey mommy and daddy, why y'all break up? Why am my daddy here? I had to get rid of that Negro because when you was 1 years old, he wouldn't change your diaper. That baby don't even remember that. For all of you who grew up with your fathers, what do you remember? What do you remember? Even Nelly's daughter was on here saying the things that she remembers that she wished she had more of was just time with her father. And that's something that I think Nelly's going to be able to give this baby more than he gave his own children because he's 50 and he's not on the road as much. That young lady who he's the grandfather of her child did not say what I missed the most about Nelly was that he didn't change my diaper when I was 15 years old. Y'all sound crazy. Now, if this is the case, for all y'all who don't know your daddy, didn't grow up with your daddy, are you screwed up? Are you so screwed up because your daddy didn't change your diaper? Or is more your trauma around the fact that your daddy wasn't around in other years? Let's concentrate on the most important stuff, people. Let's stop, for the lack of a better term, throw the baby out with the bathwater. Okay, that's fine. You want to solve a problem, that you want to make sure Nelly bonds with his baby in ways that are healthy and constructive, but you don't have to dictate everything, because next thing you know, you're gonna be talking about the way he changed the diaper. Did you do this? Did you put the rash cream on? Did you do this? Did you put the powder on? You didn't tuck the diaper right? You didn't do this? Did you put the right type of diaper on? He's supposed to have the night diaper on and the swim diaper on. Did you do this? Did you do that? Good Lord, that's the fastest way to get someone to quit a job that you done given them that they didn't want in the first place. And like Nelly said, I'm rich. I'm rich. I'm not like all you other people out here making $50,000, $100,000. I'm worth $70 million. I'm 50 years old. This woman here next to me, which I love, Ashanti, is 44 years old, never was married, never had no baby. She came to me. She's like, I want to get married. I want to have a baby. And I said, fine, I'll make it happen for you. But now you want 70 million, a baby, a husband, 11-carat diamond ring, and you want me to change a diaper. Get out of here. And I'm 50 years old and I'm a grandfather. Get out of here. Get out of here. I see these two in love. You know what? I like it. I like it. I like it. I really hope Ashanti doesn't listen to all this news out here. I hope they focus their attention on solving bigger problems in the relationship, because let me tell you, they're going to be bigger ones, way bigger than this. And they're really going to need to learn how to work together, because that is what it takes if they want to sustain a marriage. If all Ashanti want to do was say she's been married before, get a ring, have a wedding, have a baby, and then what? Later on leave Nelly and go off on her own and be a real single mama. I guess if that's her intentions, but I really don't think that is her intentions. I don't. I see them both really loving on each other. I see both of them trying to balance a career. On these episodes we saw, Ashanti was doing the national anthem at the World Series that, of course, the Dodgers won. Woo woo, we beat you. We beat you, New Yorkers. But anyway, she's singing the national anthem. Nelly's going on and doing the music fest in Atlanta. So both of them are still very active. And at least what Ashanti is realizing is that I really don't like traveling for work without my child. So I'm going to need to figure that out. And it ended up being that they decided that all of a sudden, the tour bus that Ashanti turned her nose up at before, all of a sudden has become her saving grace. When she first got back with Nelly, Nelly's like, I don't accumulate a lot of wealth since you, Ashanti. And one of the things I've accumulated is a tour bus. I got my own private tour bus. And Ashanti was like, what? I'm not flying on I'll be on no tour bus. I'm going to fly private, until she figured out how much private cost. And then she was like, well, I don't want to be on commercial with my baby. So all of a sudden now, Ashanti is curled up on the tour bus with Nelly saying, come pick me up. Come pick me up so we can drive down to Atlanta so we can do this Halloween party for you. Now she said, this is the only way I want to go now. This is the only way I want to travel is in a tour bus. You know what the tour bus is equivalent to, for all y'all out there? A minivan. Remember y'all was saying, I ain't gonna never drive no minivan. I don't want no SUV. I'm always have me a 2-seater sports car. Then the babies came, and next thing you know, y'all was over there in a Toyota Sienna XLT. Things do change quickly. Like I said, be careful about blowing up marriages and relationships just because something is new to you. People love to keep things the same way. They want to look exactly like they imagined it and they pictured it. And as a result, we've just become an intolerant society. This is why people can't get along. We talk about the marriage rate being bad. This is also why people can't stay at jobs. People can't maintain friendships with anyone, can maintain friendships with girlfriends, men, anyone. People are struggling in all of these areas, relationship areas, because relationships are just not about marriage. They're about friendships with your girlfriends, or men with their partners, their boys. It's about work relationships. How do you get along on a job so that you can get along and maybe get promoted? People are struggling, period, in relationships. And society, we've just become so intolerant. Very intolerant. It's almost like if it's not done my way, the way I want it to be, how I want it, when I want it, where I want it, I'm right and you're wrong. And unless you do it my way, then I don't need to be around you. Everyone is just disconnecting themselves from other people. And what really people need to learn how to do is develop some social skills, and develop conflict resolution skills, and develop relationship skills. We're struggling out here, people. We are struggling. When I hear people calling for a woman to leave her husband over the fact that this man does not want to change some diapers, I say, wow, we are in big trouble. We are in big trouble. And what are we going to do? hop around from man to man to man to man to man to man, woman to woman to woman to woman. You're gonna be the what's the guy, Club Shay Shay, and who's the other guy, the quarterback? I forget his name already, with all the baby mamas. Is this what we're coming to, where we can't sustain relationships? So we just hop around from people to people to people to people. And now you got people who, I don't know, the LGBTQ community should be hot. Y'all should be hot in the fish grease, because now you have people who are then saying, well, I haven't been able to sustain a relationship with the opposite sex. So maybe they're the problem. If, they're the problem. The opposite sex is the problem. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tiptoe over here to the LGBTQ community, because I think maybe then I need another woman or another man because he'll understand me better. Then they go over there and use the LG. I'm not talking about people who have an interest in same sex. I don't have no problem. But LGBTQ people, you should be mad, because there's a lot of people dipping over into your community that the only reason they're there, the only reason they're there is because they have had bad situations with the opposite sex. And instead of really looking at what they could do differently in those relationships with opposite sex people, they say, I don't want to do anything different. I just want to be able to be myself. And so maybe what I need is a person more like myself. So let me go on over here to the LGBTQ community and get someone who I think is more like myself. And then they come on over there in y'all's neighborhood. They done moved into your neighborhood, bringing their badass habits over there. And guess what? They're just as mess in the relationships with the LGBTQ people as they are in the straight community. So LGBTQ, y'all need to start vetting these people, these rejects from the heterosexual world that come on over to your world and start contaminating your world, because really what they are, they're people who couldn't make it over in the world they really wanted to be in. And so now they're over here coming into your community. And you know what? I would be mad. I would be mad if I would be mad. All this flip flopping back and forth just because they don't know how to get along. And like I said, I'm not talking about people who have a genuine interest in same sex, whatever. I don't have no problem. But what I have a problem out here with are people who don't want to do the work on themselves. And what they constantly try to do is find people, right, to put up with their bullshit and let them continue to operate in the world the way they are, and they take zero accountability. And this happens in all sorts of communities, everywhere. You often see it even in interracial dating. I don't want to date no black women no more because black women don't want to put up with my BS. So I'm going to go over here and I'm going to date other people. And then guess what? They got to deal with the BS too. Those other people got to deal with the same BS. That's why I tell you, people, when people leave your community, whatever your community is, if your community is a community of women, community of black people, community of straight people, community of LGBTQ, and people say, I'm leaving it. I'm leaving it because what I don't want to do is I don't want to work with anyone in your community. I just want to keep doing what the hell I do and being horrible in relationships. So I'm going to take my horrible ways and I'm going to leave this community and I'm going to go on to another community because they're more accepting of my horrible behavior. Bye. Bye. Good luck. Have a good time. Don't come back. We don't need you over here. We really don't need you over here. Let them go. Let them go. Let them go. So I really don't see no problem right now, unless it's going to come later with Ashanti and Nelly, y'all. I don't really see no problems. Episode 1 was really just about her doing this Halloween party for Nelly, and she was flying around singing the national anthem. 3 and 4, we saw a few cameos of Jermaine Dupri. Nelly still running around talking about he rich, he ain't changing no babies. We got to see Nelly's family, all his kids, his grandchildren. They got together for a big old family get together. That was pretty good to celebrate his 50th birthday. I didn't see no problems. I saw normal old issues in normal old families. That's what I saw. Ain't nothing new. Nothing. I saw Nelly being helpful. I saw it all times. Nelly really seems like a down to earth guy, and so does Ashanti. I think the both of them are really down to earth people. I just see the way that Nelly interacts with even like bus drivers, and he's not above carrying some luggage and putting some luggage away. I like the two of them together. I really do. I think that they are spicy together. I think they know how to laugh and have a good time. And I hope that as the world starts beating down on them, I hope it doesn't start weighing down their relationship. Because if Ashanti believes that she's going to change a 50-year-old man, she is very, very, very mistaken. Very mistaken. So I'm sure all this living arrangement where they're gonna live is gonna get worked out. They rich. They can have two homes. They can live in St. Louis part of the year and they can live in New York part of the year. They got rich people's problems. And let me tell you, this is no reason to be walking away from a marriage for something that's only gonna last 3 years until this baby is potty trained. This is crazy. This is crazy. As Tamar says, folks, y'all better get your life. Anyway, that's it. That's all I got, y'all. I'll see you back here again for another recap after I watch episodes, 3 and 4. Okay, bye.